just because you mentioned you managing Johnny after Eminem split up, how come you stopped managing him after a short while? Was that like a call between you two? Was that a call of the office, or why did that sort of?
I mean, my recollection I thought was because he moved to ECW, but I guess they did have me wrestling before that. So it's because the company wanted me to wrestle instead of manage. So then, and I think they probably thought that if I moved away from him, he'd like step up a little bit more.
Mm. But I mean, it was a good package and everything like that. Did you fight your corner on that, or was it just like fine?
No. Well, I don't recall. I don't know on his part, but it's one of those things where you kind of feel like, well, they know better, right? So you kind of trust them. I don't know. That's the way I felt. Was like, okay, well, if that's what you feel, because sometimes I guess my fear was if I fought for something, then that would make them want to shut it down that much more, or that would give them a reason to say, because I'm already having heat. And in my mind, well, not in the company, like not with the higher ups, but it's like anything, I'm treading so lightly and walking on eggshells that I don't want to give anybody any reason to say that I'm going against them. So I kind of felt like, okay, I'm not going to fight on this. There was a lot of battles like that where it's like, I can't, like, you can't say anything because that fear of, will I get fired if I say anything?
Hmm. If
And that's just the way
would it
it
would
doesn't.
I'm sorry I was talking over you then. Do you want to say that again? Because I totally muted
It's
your.
just the way I felt. That doesn't mean that's fact because I'll never really know if that'd be true or not.
Would you've ever had that kind of relationship with like Johnny Ace, John Laurinaitis, to go up and say anything basically, as far as like your match goes, or your direction goes, or anything, or was it just not for you to talk to him like that?
Oh yeah, like I'd ask him questions, but it's this thing where you start realizing that they kind of tell you a little bit of what you want to hear, and then a little bit of like enough, but not the whole story. So you start learning that okay, you're really never going to tell me what I need to hear, and it's not the lip service. What I need to hear is the facts, the truth, what is going on, and for me, it just reached that point where I started realizing, okay, I'm never going to get any of my questions answered, not truly. So I just stopped.
With
But then
the
at some, like, I'm going to say, ask again, just to see if he'll say the same answers. Yeah, there you go.
Do you know, with that being said, actually, did you ever do that thing where, I mean, I'm sure everyone did at one point or another, stand in line to talk to Vince at TV? Do you ever like hang about in line for 2 hours to air a grievance or something like that with Vince McMahon?
Oh. Because I guess, I don't know. I don't know why. In my mind, I thought, well, why would we do that? Like, why would we? I mean, I don't know. It just seemed weird to do that.
Yeah.
I've never worked anywhere where I'd had to like wait in line for like to talk to my boss and all this stuff. Like if anything, hey, like maybe make appointments, but it's just this thing where they enjoy watching us be in line. So, yeah, so in my mind, it's like, okay, well, I got my storyline and I know what I need to do, and I need to prepare for that and focus on that. And to me, it was always about what they told me, taking that and making the best of it, or doing the best thing I can with whatever they gave me. And it just, I guess it's because I hear everybody else, and everybody's always pitching storylines every week. And not everybody, maybe some of the people, like a percentage of all those people who are waiting in line, maybe 1%, maybe get their stories fulfilled and done on TV. It actually happens. But for the rest of them, you hear so many stories around the ring, around the in the stands, or when we wait in the catering. Everybody's saying like how they kind of get screwed over. And in my mind, I thought, well, why am I going to waste my time standing in line just so that I could be one of those people who say, oh, they screwed me over again. I'd rather just focus on my work, and that's it. Be happy with what I have
Yeah.
and make the best out of it.
You can
Not that I'm saying what people should do. It's just that's what my mentality was back then.
uh, you can tell me to just skip, and I'll be more than happy to, because it's one of like the couple of controversial questions, right? Last year, Vince McMahon and John Laurinaitis, non-disclosure agreements and such, and this apparently this activity, this behavior was going on from allegedly from the 80s all the way to the 2020s, this kind of thing. Was this something that became a massive surprise to you when all these revelations were made public, or did you have an inkling this was going on with Vince and maybe a couple of the other higher ups?
See, again, just to make clear, I've always was so traumatized of everything that I've gone through that I just focused on what I needed to focus. I stayed out in the stands. I try to stay away from everybody and just do my job, be out in the ring waiting for everybody. I did what I needed to do just to survive and get out. When it comes to something like that, there's nothing that I saw. But then at the same time, I wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't be shocked. But then I didn't see anything. So it's kind of like, I don't even know what to think. But I wouldn't be shocked.
Well, I'm wondering actually, because I mean, this is sort of like the perfect time where a lot of this alleged activity, I'm very used to using the word alleged, by the way, was taking place. And I was just wondering, like, with the locker rooms, like, I don't know if, like, one of the girls was maybe bragging and saying, hey, you know, or anything like that, or maybe there was just rumblings or rumours, or was it just legitimately nothing you ever heard of at the time?
Because I had heat. Nobody talked to me.
Oh, bless you, for God's sake.
But even in passing, like even like say like if I was like in the locker room and I'm just walking through the bathroom, whatever, I've never heard anything. But it's always those wonderings, like people say stuff, but then at the same time, people talk crap about me and they weren't true. So anytime I heard anything, I always took it as, well, it's probably another person talking about a female, talking to another guy, because any female that talks to a guy, oh, they're sleeping together. So, I mean, I went through that and it was all false. So when I hear things, it's like you hear things, but for me, I never take it as fact. You just, think, oh God, people are just trying to spread rumors about another nice girl again.
Yeah.